Hello, children. Are you ready for some cutting up and kicking? Are you ready for a gay old time? Well, I hope you are, because I'm ready for Hey Queen, and I hope you are too, with your host, Johnny McGovern!
Hey Queen, come on and spill the tea. Hey Queen, it's just a good old-fashioned kiki. Hey Queen, we're cutting up with Johnny. Hey, 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 hey. Hey Queen.
Wow. Hello, my little gay sprinkles of love, and welcome to another fantabulous episode of Wah Wah with me, your host, Johnny McGovern. Today's show is double duty, darling. Actually, triple duty, because the whole thruple is in the house. Yes, we got two queens and a stud in the studio. Yeah, I'm talking about the legendary Britney bitch, Derek Barry. Yes, bitch. And he brought along with him the gorgeous Nebraska Thunderfuck. Oh! And the man just known as Nick, rounding out the thruple. Very handsome, all of them. But before we bring them out, there's another double duty I need to recognize. I'm a slave for her. She ain't no toxic womanizer. All eyes are on her, cause she is the circus. And like a Vegas buffet, there's a lot of her to choose from. It's Miss Lady Couture. All eyes on you in the center of the ring, just like the couch fabric.
I mean, a good fabric needs to be on a big, wide body.
Yes, honey. I mean, you know one of my favorite things is when you match the couch.
I know, right? Yeah. You're like, just like steel, just like steel.
Match that couch. Match that couch. Match that couch. Match that couch.
I can't.
I can't wait for the day when suddenly Gone Missing is the background behind Adam's area, and you come in with the longest train in Hey Queen history. You know that will happen.
It will happen.
And then it will become 7 other dresses. But one day, it'll be one big, gorgeous dress.
Come in with a lovely robe.
Oh.
And then a dress.
Yes.
And then another dress under the dress.
And then a waterfall of sparkles. And then a Whitney Houston in the Bodyguard style hood.
Yes, a hood.
Because a woman is never sure at night. Without a hood. Without a hood. Without a hood. I love it. Oh. Possessed by the devil, I see. Well, I have a big, very important announcement. I'm adding to the desk.
Okay.
Because I received one of the greatest gifts a young man can. Thank you for being a fan. Can I please get a close-up on this?
Por favor.
Get into her gig, mama. It is the Golden Girls action figures.
Nice.
Oh, Rose, Dorothy, Blanche in the outfit. What episode is this? Oh, I can't even remember. And
Remember
Sophia.
at the bar with Dorothy when they had the sing-off.
Oh, God, it's so good. Thanks to my friend Casey Alva, who snagged these for me at Comic-Con.
Yes.
Oh, my God, they're so good.
So awesome.
They will never come out of the box unless somebody gets me that diorama setup of the set with all the rooms, and then I will spend my days. First of all, it'll live under a plexiglass box.
Right.
And then occasionally I'll lift the box to play out episodes.
Yes.
I'll have Dorothy be like, I'm a hard-hearted Hannah, the vamp from Savannah, PA.
Yes.
I'll be right on that, Rose. Oh,
You know, they
God.
forgot the gay maid.
They forgot the gay maid. That's in only the cult action figure. The gay maid sold separately.
Was an original cast
Coco
member.
sold separately. Poor Coco. Well, that will go in a place of honor.
Yes.
Just to have the girls with me right there.
You're
Now,
welcome.
Lady Red, not only do you match the couch and you look lovely today, but there's another girl vying for attention with her hairdo choices.
Uh-oh.
And you better watch out for her.
Uh-oh.
Her name, Miss Adam Joseph and the Go to Bed Wing.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Queen.
Slays it every time. Slays it every time. Now, Adam, you look pretty great. I like your choices. It's very 70s.
Lady Red started doing my hair. Isn't that
Oh,
great? Yes.
Lady Red put a conch in it, so that looks good. Relaxed it all out.
Give her a little ethnic.
Give her a little. But Adam, can you do better?
Can I do better?
Can you do better? I want to know.
I think I have a little something. It's an old school look.
An
from
old school look,
back
you
in
say?
the day. Some might remember. We like to call it wig, hat, wig.
Wow! The legendary wig hat wig.
When wig hat is not enough.
Never. When a wig hat is not enough, there's only one thing to choose. Wig hat wig. Shout out to Xander Gaines. Wig hat wig. The look goes as follows. Wig hat wig. Oh, well, honey, we got a huge show of epic proportions.
Ooh-wee.
Derek Barry's here, and she brought the rest of the throuple too. She got her Marine boyfriend, who turned into a drag queen boyfriend, who turned into her sister on the road, and then Nick, who I guess is the top. So who knows, though? You never know. But that's what's going to happen on this show. Lots of us being nosy about the throuple.
Right.
And then they're coming to all sit on the couch together at one point. Right. So all the questions, we have, we're going to ask. They may not answer, but we're going to ask.
I mean, why not?
And plus, there's a lot we haven't heard from Derek since she's been on the season. So there's a lot to talk about. Yeah. All right, well, let's get this motherfucking show on the road. We'll be right back with Derek Barry after this very gay break. Yeah! Yeah.
Hey, Queen. Queen's English.
Work boots back and down.
Queen's English.
Learn it and learn it well.
Queen's English.
We're spilling all the tea. It's the
Queen's English.
I'm spilling the tea. It's gonna be hot, hot, hot.
It's Hey Queen Hot Tea, the show where we sip steaming hot celebrity lies and throw Hollywood shade. I'm your host, Mr. Johnny McGovern, with my favorite hilarious people, Julie Goldman, Lady Red Couture, the beautiful Brandy Howard. Oh God, it's so hot I don't want to touch it, but I just can't resist. Real Housewives, real plastic surgery. Richard Simmons transition.
She looks like Kelly Osbourne.
Trixie Mattel. Manila Luzon. Yeah. Brandy's bad news boyfriend is
Callum Best.
Obviously, he's good at what he does because he's fucked the best of the best.
Kylie, Chloe, and Kim have not gotten near a white dick since junior high.
Release the Kraken.
I cannot deal with that at all. I will go crazy. It's making me crazy right now, and now I'm insane.
Oh, but if you want the tea, honey, the total tea, girl. No O's, honey, the tea.
Hey, Queen.
Oh, honey, we're back right here in the ring in this. I am so excited because I'll never meet Britney Spears because she hates her fans, and she certainly is. If she's ever heard of me, she'll be like, I do not approve. But I have one better here today. We have the gorgeous, the talented, it's Britney, bitch, Derek Barry. Yeah! Oh my goodness.
Got the throuple
Yeah.
together. Oh, on Hey Queen.
Yeah, Derek Barry, everybody.
Yay, thank you for having me, Johnny.
Honey, I am so glad to see you. And may I say, you look motherfucking stunning.
Well, just a little Vegas glam for everyone.
Yes. I mean, Lady Red, look at this. The two of y'all are like Sparkle sisters.
You're actually Lady Red and Filth Couture right now. Yes,
I just got a lot of shit going on.
I love it. I love your hair. I'm a big fan of long hair.
Oh, you are giving me all the hair. This is a classic Britney
What?
look today.
No, this is
No,
not.
it's just me, Derek.
This is not 3 wigs. I don't wear wigs. This is my hair.
It is. It's just sitting and it's stunning.
Yeah, it's laid. Nick San Pedro, thank you.
Oh, wonderful. Travels with. What a delight. You've really managed to just get it together with have your entire entourage, and you get to fuck them. That's so
True.
good.
And you don't have to pay them.
No, even better.
Yeah.
But look,
It's you're welcome.
let's get first things first.
Yeah.
Britney Ever After. Let's talk about it. Because I knew that you would have some serious opinions.
Oh, gosh. Before I even watched it, I sent a social media message out, and it was Britney, beautiful picture, and she has a great quote about she's not looking for a happy ending, or like happy ever after. She's looking for happy right now. And I said, this is the only Britney ever after I needed. Because I'm not really interested in the story of what someone else is trying to tell or attempting to. I want to hear her story. And until it's her story, I really don't think that it's anything more than gossip and rumors.
Right. But what did you think?
Oh, gosh. I did think that I think the actress was great. I think a lot of people were had a lot of hate towards her. She was playing a character that she was told to play, and to play it up or to play it down or whatever way. So I do respect that she did her best, but it shouldn't have been a Britney movie. It should have just been like The Falling Pop Star or The Fall and the Rise of a Pop Star. Something so unrelated to Britney, because it just wasn't fair. It's not real.
It didn't seem, it wasn't glamorous. It was kind of like trashy and it seemed horrible. And I would have rather just seen a movie about just 2008 or whatever. I mean, like gas stations, stealing lighters, barefoot, paparazzi, kissing paparazzis. I mean, the shaving the head. That was a great year.
Basically when my career almost ended. Like that year.
Was that really a thing?
I actually got booked for the Comedy Festival.
Wow.
HBO's Comedy Festival, and I was like, well, my career is taking a turn. And it's a dark one.
Because they were like, haha, now we're gonna laugh at Britney.
Well, and they wanted me to take my wig off on stage and like, haha, look, it's a man.
Oh, right.
And so it just wasn't where I've always wanted to portray Britney in the best, most positive light. I continue to do that. I've never poked fun at her. I'm not out there to be someone that has any ill feelings towards her. I'm a fan, like a fan at heart, and it's so important for me for people to know that. And so that's why I don't think it's funny to do a movie like Ever After, because it's just, why would you want to do that to someone that is such an amazing artist? Why would you want to tear them down? Wait till they're dead.
Did you feel like it was a tear down movie?
Oh, completely. Completely. It didn't show her at her best. Like, when I remember Britney, I'm thinking Baby One More Time. I'm thinking, Oops, I Did It Again.
Yeah, the nude bodysuit and all that.
They didn't even do the Toxic era.
They didn't?
No. They didn't even touch on it. And I'm like, that's when she was wearing a stiletto and dancing better than she ever did. You're not going to talk about this?
Right.
Click, turned it off. Just kidding, I watched it all.
Of course you did.
I did.
I would have preferred to see Derek Barry in that role. It would have been good.
Lifetime, you made a mistake. They actually did reach out to me. They wanted me to be a part of the documentary that came after the show.
Right. Well, you did have a shot.
I
and
did.
Screenshot it on my phone.
Thank you, GMA.
From the Today Show is you.
Yeah, that was me.
Who else? And also Larry.
No, it was just
Vegas?
me.
No, it's just you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, actually, I was there with Nick San Pedro,
Nick.
and Larry was there.
Yeah.
And we were there for her welcoming event.
Right.
Nick had a big painting of Britney that he had on a poster board, and it says his name in it. And then we were also there for the, her announcement of the Vegas residency in the desert. We were there all night long.
Yeah.
All night, like till sunup we were there. And she came down in the helicopter. It was so amazing. People thought she was going to perform, so there was a little like,
People thought she was going to perform. Come on. We all know she's not going to perform.
They also
God,
thought
you're doing
that,
the perfect...
Give Me More. I love it. It's my favorite song. Yeah.
It's my favorite song, too.
Oh, it's so good. Blackout's so good.
It's just the whole thing is so amazing.
I love it all.
Every track so deep, so dark, and
non-stop,
great.
you can listen to it.
100%.
There's not
Even
a
the
skip.
slow songs I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
So good. I can't. We could talk about that all day.
We could forever and hours.
How long do we have?
Can you give me, right before we were doing a photo shoot before the before the show started, and you gave me Britney's greatest meet and greet smile.
Oh, okay. This is only from when Britney started doing meet and greets.
Okay.
She's so good now. I love
She's getting better.
But this is the Britney Army. It's not me speaking.
Okay.
It's very like...
That's exactly right.
I kind of don't want to get that close. You know what? I understand she doesn't want to get sick because she has to sing live the whole show, so she can't affect her vocal.
She does have to protect her voice. Me.
Yeah, she's like Mariah Carey.
She's a lot like Mariah Carey.
Like her New Year's Eve performance. Just kidding. I love Mariah, I love Britney. I love all the divas.
Yeah.
I think that they have it worse than a drag queen because they actually have to sing. They had to sing in the studio. I don't care if you sing live. I'm not really interested. If you're going to be out of breath and it's off key or, not in the right tune, but you sang it.
Yeah.
Whether it was fixed or not, it's you. You packaged it. You're selling it. I'm buying it 100%. So I love all my divas.
Yeah. I mean, and Brittany, yes. Well, thank you. Applause. Brittany, people don't give Brittany.
Karma, my nail's going to come off.
Uh-oh.
I know. I never wear nails. Can we get a close-up because it's not going to happen again?
Yes, please get in there.
Wait, here it is. That one's bigger. Sorry. Okay.
Very nice. Oh my goodness.
Sorry. That's another show.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Well,
lifetime.
that's later in the show when your whole throuple comes out.
Yes, we'll do that. Lick a lot of puss.
Well, let's actually go back in the time machine right now, shall we?
Yes. Where are we going?
on?
Oh my gosh.
We're somewhere in California outside of
me
Los
universe.
Angeles. Now, where were you born again?
I was born in Modesto, California.
Okay.
So the northern Central Valley.
Right.
I lived there till I was 19. I was going to school at Cal State Stanislaus in Turlock. And I was doing great. I was on the dean's list, amazing grades. I always excelled in that. And I just was like, I don't belong here. I gotta move. And I met a girl that when I was working at Cold Stone, because I'm a singer, so I sing for tips. I still sing for tips, things don't change. And she was like, I gotta go to LA. And I was like, I have to go to LA.
Wow.
And all the other friends I had in high school backed out. They're like, I can't do it. I have a boyfriend, I have a girlfriend. I'm like, you don't have a dream, so okay. And it was it. She was my godsend. Her name's Shia Luna, and that's my first girlfriend.
Yes,
when I
because that was
actually
back
straight.
during Derek Barry's
Yes.
straight era.
I know, and now I wear straight hair. So, it's the only thing straight about me.
And was she the one who first put you in makeup too?
Her cousin actually was living with us, going to school at Cinema Secrets.
Oh.
And I had been told in high school that I resembled Britney. And
because that was when you did drag for the first time,
Yes.
like 16.
Halloween 2003.
Oh,
I was living here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was
the
your
first
very
time.
first?
Well, I was Derica when I was 12.
Right, you were
We don't talk about
Derica,
her.
where they just put on some makeup and they said, you're pretty.
They put pigtails on me, like on my boy hair. I didn't even get a wig because I wasn't successful then. But yeah.
So 2003.
2003 is the real time. But Derica was born when I was 12. We went trick-or-treating. And I remember I was with a beautiful group of girls because I hung out with girls because obviously. And we knocked on the door and they opened it. And the guy looked at me and he's like, oh, God, all the ugly chicks coming out tonight. And I was like, never again. Never. So, yeah. I don't like to talk about that's my dark period.
That's the dark period when I was 12. That wasn't pretty.
That's my blackout, so we don't discuss it. But I knew when I was living here, I'm like, you can get away with anything. It's LA, it's Hollywood. What's your dream? You
Right.
know? So my dream was to dress up as Britney, and I walked Santa Monica Boulevard, and it was crazy. the
Really?
Reactions. It was nuts. I had never had attention like that in my life.
Because they were like, it is Britney for real.
One person said, Jessica, and I was like, bitch.
Jessica, you're like, how dare.
These boots are made for walking all over you. I wasn't having her.
So you did that. You had your Britney moment here for Halloween.
Yeah.
And then what was the
living in
next
North
step?
Hollywood. I got a job 2 weeks later. Britney was on The Tonight Show. And I came dressed up.
Right, you
as
were in the
Britney.
audience,
Yeah,
right.
Right. I was featured. I like
Featured,
to-
sorry,
it's-
okay.
It's a cameo, but you know. And it was amazing to lock eyes with her. Like when she looked through the crowd and I was in the second row, we slept outside for these tickets.
Wow.
I'm I'm telling you, I'm a fan, Britney, so please reach out. I want to work with you. And slept outside for tickets. Like who does that? Fans do that,
Yeah.
you know? And so then once we got the tickets, we kept two of the girls with us in the line to keep our place. I went back to my studio and she got me ready.
Britney'd up.
And came back. And I walked down the line and I was like, I'm not a girl, not yet a woman. And they're like clapping. And I'm like, yeah, this is a pre-show. Get ready. I'm like the jester. And then she looked out at me when they were talking about me. The girl holding the cue cards, the stylist, the makeup artist. Everyone was like, oh my God, did you look? Like, you have to see this. And she looked out and she's like, oh my God, during a commercial break. And I freaked out. Like
Wow.
locking eyes with my icon. You know, it's very different than being at a concert and feeling like yay, I'm here because I love you and I want you to get this applause and this feedback. But now you're looking at me and you're
Yeah.
like, whoa. So
Like, who is she? Why does
Yeah.
she look so funny?
I know. I'm like, you're welcome. I'm here.
And now, was that your one time where you and Brittany were in the same immediate space, or have you gotten to meet her again?
At that point. No, since then I've been front row at concerts.
Okay. Dressed as her?
Dressed as her, obviously, yes. And not dressed as her, I've gone. She flipped me off one time during Piece of Me in the cage.
Oh,
She used to
well,
do-
applause for a
she's-
finger.
Yeah. I don't want to break a nail. Sorry, Naisha. And she did, She's Too Big Now, She's Too Thin. She usually put this on, finger up, the index finger. And she did She's Too Big Now, She's Too Thin. And she looked at me, and I'm like, huh? Oh my God, Brittany just said I was thin. Oh my God. Did anyone record this? I hope it's on YouTube. And that was, at that point, that was the closest I had been to her again since I met her, or since The Tonight Show. And then since she's come to Vegas, there's been numerous things. She signed a poster for me. Fee, during the circus era, gave Brittany a magazine that I was on the cover of.
Oh.
And Brittany, I wanted her to sign it to me because it was her and I on the cover. Like,
Yeah.
obviously superimposed. It wasn't a meet and greet thing. It was like, she's this big, and here's my little circle picture. And she's like, well, she might want to keep this. Is that okay? And I'm like, I died.
Gag.
So she ended up, I guess, keeping it, and Brittany sent me a signed CD, a T-shirt, and a signed photo.
That's pretty great.
I
That's
mean,
very nice.
Like, I can't. So,
My God.
Yeah, she kept my magazine in her dressing room for the rest of the circus tour.
What? Girl.
Did that happen for
on
you,
me.
Natasha, on Ever After? No.
No, it did not.
Sorry, you got to look like her.
Have you ever gotten to do the thing in Vegas where they walk you like a dog?
Oh, I wish. I went dressed up because Mac knows some of the dancers as well because he was working VIP, so they would always come into the nightclub. And he had it all set up, and I had tickets to the show, and he's like, you got to go in drag. I'm like, no, I kind of just want to go as a boy. So they had me go in drag, and it was for me to go up on stage and like be the freak show part. And I guess for some reason at the end, it wasn't cleared, or Brittany had just become single, so she only wanted guys. And I'm like, I'll untuck, like, what do I have to do? I'll take my wig off. And so they ended up bringing up Mac, and he got walked by Brittany.
You stole her dream.
And I still haven't recovered.
Was that an almost breakup part of the
No,
relationship?
that wasn't almost. We broke up, and then we got back together the next day. And I was like, okay, I get it. Bigger picture, you got me a T-shirt signed again. Okay. Thank you. I love you.
No, let's talk about how you, at such a young age, got like from Halloween to being on the Vegas Strip in the biggest show.
I know.
In such a short period of time.
I was 20.
That's insane.
Like, I think back on that, and I'm like, I wasn't even allowed in the casino.
Right.
And I was performing in a show. Chad Michaels is really the driving force because I met him the same night of The Tonight Show. I walked up, and I'm like, okay, I know Mickey's is gay, and they have shows. I want to be in it. And he's like, you're underage, but I could probably get you in on Tuesday nights, which was college night. And I did a Miss Congeniality audition, and they had a Brittany in the script. And there were a few cast members from Lacage that saw me there, went back to the producer, Norbert Alamán of Lacage, and then they told him, like, we saw this Brittany, and he'd been looking for 2 years and couldn't find a lookalike.
Wow.
He auditioned people, didn't like him, had him come back, still didn't like him. And Chad was the one that got me in touch with the producer, set up the audition. I booked it that night, and then I had contemplated actually if I should move because I came to LA to act. Like, I love theater, I love film, television. I just wanted to perform and make a living doing it. And I was working show crew at Universal Studios, and it was the first time I got behind the scenes, and I liked that aspect because you appreciate the crew more.
Right.
You realize what they do. We loaded pyrotechnics. I mean, my hair could have caught on fire. So it was that job that's like, oh wow, this is important. Like, it makes the show. And you realize how much the crew is unappreciated when you are the crew. And I just remembered how much I loved doing theater, and you can't make it happen without them.
Yeah.
And so that kind of was a humbling part of my career. And there went my nail. Let's not zoom in, but we'll
So
get
just
nail glue.
Leave it right there.
Thanks, Mac.
Blink.
So when Chad was telling me, like, you're gonna get it, take it, I'm like, God, but I'm here for a reason. Like, I'm here in this space. I wanted to see where this takes me. And I was driving down Lancashire, and I was crying because I was planning on moving to Vegas, and it was a sappy song, and I was going to miss my girlfriend. And then I said, please, Lord, like, universe, give me a sign. Tell me that I'm supposed to move to Vegas. And Toxic came on.
Wow.
And I'm like, there's your sign. It was like an Ace of Base moment. I'm like, I saw the sign.
Yeah.
And if I wouldn't have done it, I would have been stupid because I asked for it. And it answered.
I
So,
mean, and
that's
that's
the secret.
a huge opportunity too. Like to just jump right into
Right
that
in.
show.
Right in.
All those other queens in that show have
Yeah.
been slaving and
Woo.
contouring for years, honey.
And they were not happy. I showed up to the Lacage audition with a wig and a bag.
Wow.
I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to tuck. I wasn't padded.
And were you straight still
Yes,
then? You were
yes.
straight.
I had a girlfriend, which everyone thought was funny. They're like, oh, like a girlfriend? And I'm like, no, like a girlfriend. Like, hello. I wasn't saving myself for marriage. I mean, it is 2000 something. But that's when I just didn't care. Like, I was the no fucks. I just wanted to go in and kill the audition. And I thought I was it. Like, nobody could touch me. And
I mean, there's
look
a magic
back,
of being
it's
20,
terrible.
right? Where you
Oh,
could
yeah.
be like, I'm
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the most amazing thing
No,
ever.
nobody can beat me. I got this.
And there's power in that.
And that's it. It's confidence.
Yeah.
And that's what sold the audition. And the producer actually told me, he's like, you know, I think you're a diamond in the rough, but when you shine, you're going to shine brighter than anyone else. And I'm like, call the understudies and just tell them no. Like, fire them now. So that's it.
So,
History
and
in the
then you
making.
did that for, like, how long?
4 years.
4 years.
And I told myself I was only going to stay 6 months and then I'd come back to Vegas or to LA. And the producer's like, you know, we're putting a lot into advertising. We're going to shoot you. We're going to get this out there. Like, we want to brand you and you're the Britney, you know? So can you give us a little longer? And I thought of it as drag university. So I'm like, okay, I'll stay 4 years. It's like I get my degree in drag and then I'll move.
Right.
Like, I'll go to New York and become a Broadway star. And it was 4 years to the day that I started that the America's Got Talent episode premiered with me on it. And I'm like, again, thank you, universe.
And then that was another level
That was my out.
up.
Yeah.
And then, so tell me about that experience.
That was the year before I had auditioned. We were watching it. There was someone called Boy Britney, and then he did Boy Shakira. And we were at Nick's parents' house because we used to go there all the time and eat, and that's where I gained a little weight. But it was so crazy to watch that show and see someone do what I do. And his whole family is like, Derek, you're Britney. Like, you have, Boy Britney, you have to go on.
You're like, how dare he?
I know. I'm like, no, that's not even the costume. So, and then just watching it, and then I was getting messages from friends like, you have to audition for the show. And I went and I showed up as Britney because it said, you have to like dress to impress, come colorful, stand out, be unique. I'm like, okay, so Slave For You outfit's the most colorful thing I own. There was a guy with the megaphone and they were doing the big crowd shot, like, America's Got Talent, woo, that thing.
Yeah.
And he saw me, and on the megaphone, he's like, all right, Britney, we'll take you front and center. I'm like, okay, well, he's obviously talking to me, so, okay, part the ways.
You're like, I have panties on the outside of my jeans. Make way for me.
Thank you, I did, yes. No panties, actually.
But isn't the Slave For You look panties on the outside of jeans?
That's the video. I was doing the one from the VMAs.
Oh, the VMAs
Yes.
Slave
Yeah.
For You. So you had your snake.
I was like, I don't have a snake, but I have a snake.
Okay.
So it's hiding.
Okay.
And it's also albino. So too real.
The zingers are coming nonstop today, Derek
Too
Barry.
fast,
I'm
too
loving
furious,
it.
too Robbie Turner. So then that's when I love her. Too real. But that's when I knew, I'm like, fuck, I got this. Like, do I have to audition? Like, is there just like something I sign and I'm like on the show? But I did the audition. I sang live. I had 2 backup singers. My ex, Shia, was one of them, and my friend, Alicia. And I cried after the audition. And I'm talking to them, and I'm like, I'm here for a reason. I want to be a voice for our community. I want people to know that this is a job and it's okay to embrace this business. And this is my uniform. Just like everyone else goes to work and wears a uniform, my costume is my uniform. And I was like sobbing tears. And I was like, I want to inspire the trans community. I want to inspire impersonators, drag queens. I want people to know that it's accepted. Like, give me that chance. And they did.
Wow.
And I just am so grateful because that took me from Vegas, where I would say middle America, middle-aged people saw me, to taking me into people's homes.
Wow.
And you can't get more intimate than that.
Yeah.
On NBC Primetime.
That's right. And then you started traveling around the country
Everywhere.
as Britney,
Yes.
sometimes following Britney's tour stop, right?
Yeah. We set up a tour. It was the Circus, and we literally reached out to clubs that were in the city that she was in, and I would come that night or the night before or the night after, and I would do like pre-parties, after parties. We'd give away tickets, and we've made our own lane. We're like, we don't know if people do this, but we're doing this.
Yeah.
And I've been with my same agent, Mike Benedetti, Executive PR and Talent, since 2008.
Wow.
And he just set me up for success.
I'm
so
so
grateful.
many years. And how
Still.
many years since, when was America's Got Talent?
That was 2008, and like 9 years now.
Wow.
I've been working with him.
I mean, that's a sweet gig, and
Yeah.
everything Britney did, you did. You just were able to follow along every time.
Every tour. And then when she wasn't touring, people still wanted a Britney in their club.
Yeah.
There were a lot of cities I went back to that they just had a Britney night. And the DJ would spin all Britney. There's a party in Chicago at Roscoe's. It's Slave for Britney Sundays that I do. And it's all Britney all night. And
Yeah.
it's amazing because the fans love her. And then they get the visuals along with it. So I get to come on stage, perform. I do different costume changes. I have every costume from every era, at least one from an album or a tour that I take on the road. So yeah, it's a full show.
So you were really slaying it in a pre-Drag Race world.
Yeah, before Drag Race existed, I was on
You were
HGTV.
there, people knew you,
Yeah.
you were there. So then you've been doing it for a while. Britney comes to Vegas.
Oh my gosh.
Suddenly you're like, is the money train over?
Well, I thought that it was going to actually stop because she was in one city, but people still were booking me out. And I said, if it ever slows down, I think I should audition for Drag Race because it's something that everyone was telling me to do. And I'm like, you guys, I do Britney. Like, they want drag queens. They want someone that has created their own character and they do their own drag. They're not just impersonators. Chad won because he's Cher, and then he does all this other drag as well.
So much stuff, yeah.
And people didn't know that, but he got to show them that. I had to do that for the first time on Drag Race.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I'm like, who am I? And I think that was, for me, the only way that I could make it happen. And I was willing to take that risk because I knew the payoff would be bigger than anything I had ever done before.
Wow.
And I still get booked as Britney. I'm not leaving, I said it at the reunion, I'm not leaving Britney behind.
Why would
That's
you?
what
You do
I
it better than anybody else.
And even today, when I was coming here, I'm like, do I do something else? And I'm like, no, this is what I do. This is what I do for a living. Nobody else does it. So this is what I do. Drag comes second for me. Like the drag character or anything else I want to do, that's secondary. But when I interview, I want to do it as my character.
We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be back and hear all about what happened when Derek walked into the workroom on Drag Race. We'll be back after this gay break. Yeah!